Not too bad.
Good. How's things going? How's at the moment? How's training going? Have you been getting much training in?
Yeah, I've been doing bits and bobs, mate. I've been doing bits, just trying to keep as active as possible. But yeah, look forward when it's all over with. Get back fighting.
Yeah. I'm sure the whole nation is, man. It's been obviously difficult times. If you're a boxing fan like us all, if you're like a fighter, footballer, anyone in the sports in particular, it's tough times as well. Even more so because you're not active. But
Exactly that.
obviously going on to you had a fight scheduled for on the undercard for Dubois v Joyce.
Yeah, that's it.
You know who your opponent was at the time, or
Yeah, so I had a tough Argentinian fella, 120, lost three. So a very good, a tough opponent has been in with some good fighters and was looking at fighting him to obviously push on for a big fight after.
so obviously it was a bit of a setback. Obviously that fight, obviously not going ahead and stuff like that. I want to ask you a bit, obviously, what is your aspirations, obviously, after this fight? If you can get through this fight, get the win, you're on a tough. It's a very good weight class you're in, obviously super featherweight. You got some top fighters in there, Belchard and stuff like that. Jamel Herring. Are those sort of
Yeah.
fights you look to fight for world title soon?
Yeah, so ideally I like to fight the winner of Frampton and Jamel.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to push for at the minute. So I need to have a tough fight. Once this is all over with, get a nice tough fight to set me up for the big world title shot. That's my ideal plan anyway.
Brilliant. I mean, if obviously I would love, well, for me, I would love Carl to win that fight, and then obviously you big British fight. That'd be great for the sport. But obviously, if Jamal was to win, would you be willing to go over to America to fight him?
Yeah, exactly that. Look, see, Carl. Obviously, I know Carl on a good basis there. So it'd be nice to see him win, of
Yeah.
course. Especially like I say, I've done rounds with him as an amateur and as when I was a lot younger. So it'd be great for Carl to win, and then we can get that fight on. But to be honest with you, I can see Jamel winning just because of the base of the size difference. But either way, if Jamel does win, then I've said to Jamel, I'll come out to the States and fight him in the States, wherever really. Just give me that shot so I can just hurry up and win this title.
Yeah, I mean that would be fantastic. Obviously, fight for a world title. Uh, Obviously, if you, well, I mean, put your name right up there along with the elite fighters. If you do go on to become a world champion, obviously, I'm going to talk a bit about your previous fights. Obviously,
Yeah.
I'm going to talk about that fight I enjoyed the much is a knockout when you fought Declan Geraghty.
Yeah.
Uh, Brilliant. Obviously, how was it like fighting at the Royal Albert Hall that night? How was it fighting there? Obviously, it's not really a boxing event all the time, but how was it fighting there?
Do you know what? It's the best venue I've boxed in, to be honest with you. The Royal Albert was the best venue that I've been in. And yeah, fighting Declan, to be honest with you, out of all the fighters, I think Declan is and should be the toughest opponent I've had to date at the minute. With like due to his amateur background, obviously he had a phenomenal amateur background there. So yeah, it was a good fight, a good rangy southpaw, very awkward fight.
Yeah, I mean, obviously the first couple of rounds, you obviously were just getting into the fight. Declan started very well, and then obviously, but you started closing the gap in that the fourth round, and then obviously the fourth round, absolutely fantastic stoppage. I really enjoyed that. It was a really fantastic stoppage that was.
Yeah, so we found the shot in the fourth round, like I say, towards the end of the third when I realised I was cut. Thought it was time to start pushing on a little bit now because the first couple of rounds when we was inside, when I was watching it back, I wasn't working inside. But after the first couple of rounds, I knew I was like I watched it back. There wasn't much in it. He was just nicking the rounds, but I cut the shots. Do you know what I mean? He was just nicking them little rounds, but we weren't under pressure. We knew it was just a matter of time of getting stuck into him and working inside, and then finding a big shot.
Yeah, man. I mean, you found it. It was obviously for me. I enjoyed watching it. I watched it live, and it's a great fight. I watched a few of your fights. I watched you fight at O2 as well. On the card was that for? That was for Dubois Gorman as well.
Yeah. Dubois Gorman, yeah. So that was at
At the
the
O2.
O2, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, and obviously,
Um, Yeah, like I say, I've had some good fights. That was Jordan McCrory, that fight, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was, yeah. I'm just trying to think who the opponent was. Yeah, Jordan McCrory, yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
Jordan McCrory, that fight. 'Cause just how active I was. Last year was active year for me, really. Obviously I got injured at the beginning of the year, and then I had a warm-up fight, and then straight from there I boxed Jordan McCrory, Declan Garrity, and then obviously I finished with Ramlaz. So it was very active, especially for 3 title defences back to back. So yeah, Jordan McCrory was at the O2. Very tough opponent. Good fighter. It was a good fight. I enjoyed that night.
yeah. No, I enjoyed it too. I enjoyed it too. Obviously, I want another fight I enjoyed as well when you fought Leo Woodstock.
Yeah.
That was a really good fight. Obviously, your career ever since then it's gone leaps and bounds, and hopefully now you obviously will be fighting for world title. What's the I'll ask this question to a few fighters. What's that ideal venue you'd like to fight for world title if you could?
My ideal venue, probably Madison Square Garden or something like that. I think so. Yeah, Madison Square Garden would be my ideal venue. That's what I'm saying. It'd be nice to get if I end up getting Jamel or even Frampton. I think it could be made because obviously Frampton's with MTK as well as myself. So it'd be nice if a big Tyson Fury bill or something would be lovely. It'd be perfect timing.
That'd be something, wouldn't it? Definitely. Obviously, let's talk a bit about MTK Global. Been with them.
Yeah.
How long have you been with them?
Maybe it's coming my 4th year.
Yeah. And obviously you've had some good fights and stuff like that. So what's it like obviously being with them and being obviously got some good fighters on there, especially with BT Sport and stuff like that? What's it like being signed with Frank Warren and stuff like that?
Yeah, so the best thing I've done was being managed by MTK. Going with MTK was the best thing I've done. Since I've been with them, I've been on leaps and bounds, like you say. Me, Frank, and MTK have got a very good relationship. Every opponent they've put forward, we've accepted and we've took the challenge. Obviously, I performed, got the wins, and yeah. So, like I say, we're all working together. Like in the last, especially more so since I won the WBO. Obviously, boxing Leon Woodstock in his hometown, and he was the undefeated champion. So us going out there and winning the belt over in his place is obviously, like I say, we're flying at the minute. And they're all willing to help push for this world title shot.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, Frank does get these guys these world title shots. He proved it before. Obviously, getting Josh Warrington the world title shot before for IBF. So he's actually proved it before that he actually can get these you guys with world titles. Obviously, he's a legend of a promoter as well. Growing up? What's your boxing inspiration? Who was your boxing inspiration?
I watched a lot of fighters, so like Duran, Rocky Marciano, Antonio Barrera, who else? Antonio Barrera, all of them really. Sugar Ray, Floyd Mayweather. These are all fighters. Obviously, Mike Tyson, Ali, all the great fighters. I studied all of them. Do you know what I mean? There wasn't one particular fighter. I looked at all fighters. And yeah, it'd be only if I could fight like all of them. You know what I mean? Have the power like Tyson and the moves like Sugar Ray. So yeah, I watched a lot of fights. Me and my dad used to watch loads of fights.
Okay, that's good. That's good. So what was I going to ask you? Yeah. So how's it? So obviously training. How have you managed to get training? What have you been doing for training? Obviously, resources are a bit thin at the moment. So how have you been coping with that?
Yeah, so obviously at the minute, the main kind of thing for me is the sparring. Obviously, there's no sparring. So keeping my road work up, doing my bike, bag work. I've got a bag in the garage, so I've been doing the bag work, strength and conditioning. I've got some bits and bobs I can do my strength work with, a lot of body weight exercises. So I've kind of been ticking over. I feel like I'm in good shape anyway. So when they give us the date, ready to fight, all it is for me is a matter of sparring then.
Okay, that's good then. Have they given you any indication that it might be soon that you might be fighting or not yet from the governing body?
Yeah, 11th of July. So as it stands, I'm fighting on the 11th of July at the O2.
Brilliant. And is that going to probably be the Dubois Joyce rematch?
Yeah.
Not rematch, but
Yeah. Dubois Joyce. Yeah, they postponed it to the 11th of July.
Fantastic. I'm actually going to be there that night as well, so I'm actually looking forward to that. That's great news coming up. So cheers for that. So obviously, tell us a bit about your boxing experience, your amateur, and what gyms you boxed in. So
I started boxing at the age of 7. I went to a local gym, Elton, which my dad used to box for, my uncles. So I started off there. I was actually really young. I wasn't even old enough to join the gym, like say being the age of 7. And my trainer, Richard, at the time, said he'd take me on. And then I've been with Richard since the age of 7. We've had a little bit of a breathing space. I think space. I think towards the end of my amateur career. So in the seniors, I was at the Lynn, I was at the Rumbles as a senior, and then when I thought it was right to turn pro, I went back with my original amateur coach, Richie, and we've been training with each other ever since.
Brilliant, brilliant. That's a great story. Obviously, I like to ask people.
And we'll be talking about um, the mental health side of things, because it is hard out there at the minute. People with businesses, people training. But the thing is, I think the main thing to look at is that everyone's in this boat, that we're all in it. It's not just one person. The same with the fighters. It ain't just me who can't spar. There's loads of other fighters out there who can't do these things we want to be doing. So yeah, we, like I say, go on my Instagram. I think we'll be going live Monday, so just keep an eye out. And then me and my man coach will be sitting through going through. I think we're going to be coming out of it real soon. So in the meantime, enjoy the time with the family and a bit of relaxation, because once everything's back to normal, we'll be all sitting there kicking ourselves, wishing we had this time again to chill out and get things done.
Yeah, definitely. I agree. Obviously, some people are struggling at this time, but like I said, these times don't last for long, and I'm sure things will be back to normal very soon. Another question I want to ask you, obviously, there's a lot of talk for fights, more domestic fights happening, obviously during lockdown, and fights behind closed doors. What do you think of that situation?
Yeah, well, to be honest with you, obviously, depending on July, that could even be behind closed doors. We don't even know, because, like you say, no one actually knows what's going on. Hopefully, it won't be behind closed doors, but if it's got to be, I just need to keep active and keep busy. You know what I mean? So for me, if it is behind closed doors, then it is what it is. You know what I mean? I've just got to get on with that. As long as I'm back fighting, that's the main thing for me.
Yeah. So obviously, what was I say? So basically, if you couldn't get that fight, if your opponent couldn't travel over here, obviously due to travel restrictions and stuff like that, would you look to fight a domestic fight? Would you look to fight someone, a British fighter, at the O2 behind closed doors?
Do you know what? For something like that, what makes sense for me to have that behind closed doors for such a big fight at British level? Obviously, for me, I want to be getting this fight through and then fighting for world title shot. So, money wise, and what makes sense is for me to go and win the world title. And then if there's anyone in the UK who people want to see, we can have a UK fight. 2 UK fighters, do you know what I mean? So that's kind of where I'm looking at, really, regarding the British title. I've got a figure. If they come through and say to me in the next fight in July and say, look, can you fight for the British or can you fight for whatever title there is on the line, and they go with the money that I want, then yeah, we'll see. And we'll see. But like I say, I've got a figure and reward as well. I'm ranked number 3 in the world. I've got to put the end of that. I'm putting my number 3 world ranking on the line. So then yeah, it's got to be worth me doing. You know what I mean? So whatever fight they come with, I'll fight anyone. It's not a problem. And I think it's fair to say that, especially my last 4 fights, starting with the Woodstock unbeaten fight, there's no one I've backed down from. So every fight that's been asked.
Yeah, I'm just looking at some of these questions you've got coming in now. From Hassim Boxer, do you think Zalev Barrett fight won't happen because he's with Matchroom?
What, the Barrett fight?
Yeah.
You see, I was on me and Coogan and Barrett done an interview the other day, actually, the 3 of us, and same was said there. Me and Barrett don't avoid anyone. he can see where I'm going at the minute, what road I'm on. I'm trying to get the world title, and once I get the world title, there's no if that fight needs to happen, then the fight will happen. Do you know what I mean? If the fans want to see that fight, then that's what's going to happen. Then the fight will happen with me and Barrett. But in the meantime, he's on his journey. I'm on my journey. I know where I want to go, and like I say, we had the interview the other day, and he was saying what plans he's got. So in the next couple of fights, no, that fight probably won't be happening. But there's nothing saying that it won't happen. And the fight could happen within a year or whenever.
Yeah. Obviously, there's another message from Xavier IQ Boxing. He said, would you look to maybe fight a fighter called Yusuf Kamari, super featherweight as well, if possible?
Say that again, sorry?
Yusuf Kamari, super featherweight. His trainer, IQ Zav, has said today, would you look to a possible fight between yourself and Yusuf, is super featherweight as well?
Yusuf, do you know what, I'm not actually familiar with that fight, to be honest with you.
Okay, yeah, okay. Well, you probably will be sooner or later. So yeah, I'm sure your pass will come down.
How many fights he had?
Wait, let me see if his trainer comes in. 1 sec. So Jav, if you can just reply back to that, how many fights your fighters had, if you're still alive.
Has he got a ranking?
I'm not too sure actually, but maybe 1 sec. If you
Has he got a belt? The thing is, there's going to be a lot of people who are going to want to call me up because they obviously want to be where I'm at the minute.
Yeah, I agree. So he's had 12 fights, 12 wins.
That's what I'm saying, mate. Come on, like, the thing is, good luck to him. I hope he does well. And I bet he's ambitious. Do you know what I'm saying? He wants these fights. He's going to be calling myself out. I'm in that, but look at the fights I'm talking about. I'm talking about Carl Frampton. Do you know what I mean? World champions are the fights I'm looking at. So maybe, yeah, like you say, if he comes up the rankings and he starts winning belts and he's in a position, then maybe them fights might happen. But at the minute, yeah, things like that, I'm not interested in.
Maybe when you're world champion.
I wish the fella all the best. Do you know what I mean? Good luck with what he's doing, and I hope he does do well.
Brilliant. So, obviously, one thing I want to ask you before we go, champ, you still there?
Yeah.
What can you say to your fans for this year? What can you promise them for this year if you do come up to get back fighting again?
Sorry, say that again.
What can you say for your fans today? What can you basically? What are you gonna say to your fans for the rest of the year? What can you promise them?
Well, like I say, be in big fights, obviously. I want to be in the big fights. Once we're back to normality, I'll be looking again, like I said, a tough opponent and pushing on for a world title shot. I spoke to MTK, and these fights are in the horizon. You know what I mean? They're looking at happening, and just stay tuned because it's all. They'll be very good. I was looking at some of these replies myself about just looking at some of these. Yeah.
Well, someone believes Frampton won't beat Herring either. You never know that. You never know. I mean, it'll be, like I said, it'll be great. It would be great if a British fight, all British fight. But I love Carl as well, so it would be a great fight, and we'll make a lot of money as well. I'm sure if it was a fight over in Britain as well. So whatever happens, good luck to both fighters. I'm looking forward to you getting a world title shot either way. Yeah,
exactly. The thing is, people are gonna be negative, and they don't know what to expect. They've never seen me at world level, so this is the problem. I've been sparring world champions from the age of 15. I was sparring Frampton when I was 16. Do you know what I mean? When he was in his prime. So, and I know what goes on there. So, at the end of the day, people are always gonna have their little bits to say, and they don't know what we're capable of doing. So even since Woodstock in the last year and a half, I've got massive at the weight, stronger than I've ever been, fit than I've ever been. So yeah, we're just seeing it. At the end of the day, there's always going to be people out there doubting, but until I step up and fight, then we'll see. That's at the end of the day. Do you know what I mean? I can only prove myself when I get these fights.
I'm sure you will, champ. I'm sure you will, man. Like I said, I enjoy. I've been watching your journey for a while now, so I'm sure you will get that opportunity. I'm sure you're going to take it either way.
No, I appreciate it. Thank you.
Archie, thanks for your time today, man. Very, very appreciate your time today, man. Take your time to sit down and have a chat with us today, man. And I wish you all the best for your next fight.
And thanks for having me on, man. I appreciate it.
You too, man. Take care of yourself, man. Stay safe as well, yeah?
Yeah, God bless, mate. Take care. You're all the best.
Take care, man.
Bye, mate.